This is it's like the dog and the kid, and then with Lander on it, the dragon
Okay.
dance. I mean, the lion dance. My bad.
Oh, great. So this
Yeah,
is just like a background people gonna have for their
yeah,
computers.
for a computer. Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
Valentine's Day is the 14th, then
The
Chinese Lunar New
14th.
Year starts the 15th to the
Yeah, the
21st. Oh,
15th.
that's fun.
Good. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's the significance of, oh, the guy's dressed up as a dragon? Ah, when I talked to
Yeah.
the team in Manila, they said they were gonna have a dragon in their office too. Where can I see a
Oh.
dragon? Where's that gonna be?
Oh, the dragon is like the dragon dance or the lion dance. I
Lion.
mean, it's gonna be like usually either in the morning or at night, like the super
Okay.
like night.
Is it gonna be in
Yeah.
public or do people do it in their houses?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
No, you cannot do it in the house. It's like the dragon. We need to like at least like 10 people to hold it, like to do the dancing
Okay.
with the stick on the bottom, and then for the line dance for is one people will control the head and one
Okay.
will control the tail. So they need to really super sync like each other. Then
Okay.
how would know
So
like
they
it
have to
really
practice before they
yeah,
do
had to
that.
practice a
Yeah.
lot doing them. Yeah. And
Okay.
then they'll have like low you get to do stunts for the line dance, do like watch
Have
the
you?
Chinese movie like from Jet
Yeah,
Li,
yeah.
one of it, yeah. And
Have you
they'll
done it
have that.
before?
The late
Have you been in one
no,
of the dragons?
no, it's super super heavy. Like
Uh,
you have to be super like strong, like to do it. Like and also the lion head is also like heavy too. It's like wow,
okay.
what am I? I was like, oh my god, I cannot. It was like, oh, I was like shivering. Oh, I cannot.
I
Yeah,
love that you
and
have all
then
these details.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then they have like tricks like you can let the tiger let the lion go open the mouth, go like that, and then blink the eyes. They have different you can go with like to play with. Yeah, it's really
Interesting.
yeah.
Oh, it sounds like
Hmm.
fun.
Yeah, and then I remember they had different colors um for the lion dance, which means a different team. They have like red, black, white, and green, yellow, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Um, yeah. Good morning, everybody. How is everyone doing today?
yeah.
Excellent. Here we are. We got these like I guess they're backgrounds for your computer, and I was just
Yeah.
asking Jerry about them. Here, let me share one more because there are only two of them. I think we should be able to see this one too. So this is, I think,
Yeah,
something similar. It's just
it's
like
the,
for the new year. I guess there's a
mm-hmm,
calendar at the top, then the rest is some kind of little
hmm
graphic.
hmm
Oh, that's fun. And there's a
yeah.
dog for the year of the dog. Hey, Jerry, is there a name for the dog? Like, if you have the year
Mm.
of the animal, does that animal have a name?
I remember it usually have a name, but it didn't came out yet right now.
What does that mean? Did
It
somebody choose a
like
name?
it will, cause I think they did before, but I'm not quite sure about what they're gonna do for this year though. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
That's cool. One more really quick
mhm.
question. What is so the guy, okay, the little guy in the middle with the like dragon suit on, is he like balancing on a ball? Is that how you do that?
Yeah.
You're on a ball when you're
Yeah.
doing that thing?
That's the ball is really like they do talents thing like during
Okay.
like circuits thing,
Okay.
and then they do that or they usually they do it by two people. Yeah, one like I said, one
Right,
control
right. The front
the
and the
lion,
back.
and then one control the tail.
Okay. Yes, I don't think
Yeah.
I could do that. That looks really hard to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
hold everything,
it's
then
they
balance on
need
a ball.
to yeah, and
Yeah.
then they have wooden sticks, different level heights, and they have to be go climb all the way to the top. Yeah, it's really cool.
Excellent.
Hmm.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, I'll share both of these with everybody. I'm gonna upload them to some place and then share a link, and you should be able to click and see the thing, and then save it or download it. Cool. Yeah, these are just random. I totally just moved them to my junk inbox when I got them. I was like, what is this stuff? But I'm like, oh, maybe I should go look at that. Yeah, cool. Calendars. Yeah, good morning, everybody. Here we are in cold China. How is everything in the US? Are you guys warm, or is it still like a winter storm time?
For us, it's
70
still
degrees.
Whoa, 70 degrees. I like that. That sounds great.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you, Vanessa?
It's still a little chilly here. We've had rain all day today, so the temperature's dropped quite a bit.
Ah, okay. Nice. And what about you, Susan? I think we can't hear you for some reason. Um, oh, there
I
we
have
go.
my own mute. I forgot about my mute. Rain for today, tomorrow, and next day, my nephew has told me, so we'll
Oh,
see.
wow. That'll keep you busy. And what about you, Jennifer?
Sorry, I've just got my baby sleeping on my lap.
Ah,
That's
okay.
why I turned off my camera.
Never mind.
It's
Oh, go ahead.
very cold and snowy here. We got more snow today.
Oh, wow. It sounds like you're in China too.
The weather, I think, is, yeah, the students are saying they all have snow. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Very interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Weather is one kind of universal thing. It's always fun to hear about. But Nancy, I'm happy to hear about 70-degree weather. It's like a dream. That sounds really great.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Fahrenheit, of course. I don't even know what it is in Celsius.
I
So,
think it'd be around 23 or 24 in
okay,
Celsius. Yeah, Fahrenheit.
okay, right.
Wait, 70
Where
degrees
are
Celsius
you?
is like the sun or something, I think. That's like crazy hot. Like 200
I
degrees.
know. Yeah, that's
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 funny.
right.
I'm
Excellent.
jealous.
Yeah, but the summer will come back. I'm sure it will. So I'll just keep being patient. So I think Jerry has actually prepared some interesting stuff today.
Yes.
So this topic has come up a lot on Facebook and some other places where people are saying, why don't we have more creative ways to have reward systems? There are a couple of group class teachers that were showing me really cool examples of ice cream and other like creative things. I think one was putting coins on a wall that I saw recently, which is also really cool. Then I think in AC itself, you can have stars. And then when I asked the CR team, they said that students can trade the stars in for beans. And I was really confused. Like, why would anybody want beans over stars? I don't know.
I've seen beans come up when like the stars malfunction. It looks like a bean.
Okay. They said, I read into it a little bit. They said like magic beans. So, I mean, maybe that's better than a star, but I don't know. It seems like a weird thing. But I think Jerry's actually researched this a little bit and asked around to help enlighten us with a little bit of the history and kind of reward systems and achievements in education. So, Jerry,
Yeah.
please.
All right. Yeah. Hello, everybody. And then we're gonna start our talk about the award and reward system. All right. And I had a really interesting experience yesterday, and I asked my cousin to give me some of his examples, and I really thank you for him for doing this. And then also my auntie kind of showed me like what was the reward system or the reward in awards, right? And then first of all, I want to show a real cool one. I was hanging this. It's like a Chinese the badminton tournament medal on
Wow.
this one, and yeah, it's made like it's super heavy, like yeah. And then on the saying is the year of the 2012 Beijing 13th Bay Tour Cup badminton tournament, and this is my cousin's medal. So he won the second place. So we call it runner up on second place for um second place for men's single. Yeah.
Wow.
If you can get see it, yeah. And they have that's the title of the thing, and they have a little gray wall. You can see right there, and then the badminton rackets and shuttles, and then they're saying China, 中国 is China, and then this one right there is Beijing. Yeah,
Jungle.
yeah.
Have you
中国
seen these from different cities or only Beijing?
Only yes, that's a really good question. This is the special for me for Beijing, and then in different cities, for example, in Shanghai and for Guangzhou, the big city ones, they have this medal similar to this one as well. Because it's the like a really I would say a really popular sports that students like to attend. Like, yeah, it's like you like a ping pong, badminton, like in China. Yeah.
Hmm.
hmm
Oh.
And this is my first thing, okay? And then also he got this award because like it's not like a certificate thing because I don't know how like that was a stamp on it. And then I kind of crossed out his like there should be a picture right over here because I kind of crossed out, and then that'd be the name right over here. And what they're saying is right here is the name, and this is the what genre is like badminton,
Hmm.
and the grade, and then he made it a first place for the men's double on this one.
Wait, is this a
And
report card?
no, this is the we call it not report card. This one is the we call a national level 1 athlete certificate.
Okay.
It's the second highest rank for athlete to get.
It looks like almost completely handwritten, like a lot of the
Yeah.
information. Wow.
Every is handwritten is they written by officials
Okay.
from the athlete department, the Beijing athlete department. Is the stamp
Okay.
right over there.
You
as
have one
well.
of these
And-
too, right, Jerry? From you?
No, I don't. I don't have this one. This one, I have the third highest one. It's
Okay.
the level 2.
Nice.
It's the level 1, and the level superior is the highest by ranking. Which means
Okay. So level 1 is
Yeah.
the best?
no, level 1 is the middle. I will say.
Okay. What are all the levels?
Like, okay, the first level we call this level superior. It's like the top tier is people who went through the Olympics, and then they have the certificate. This one is level 1 because my cousin didn't go to Olympics or anything, but he had this certificate because he went through the training, went through the tournaments, but he didn't want to go up to the national team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then this one, what he got this certificate is from 2015. Yeah.
So he was
And
your
then how-
inspiration, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, cousin, congratulations! This was my dream certificate. It was one time.
Oh, that's cool.
And yeah, and then this right there is they're saying that due to the athletic levels and the regulations, and you have a certificate of the level 1 athlete.
Interesting.
Yeah, this one is really, really cool. It's like everybody wants to get the same. Yeah, for
Interesting.
the badminton sake. Yeah. And besides sports, right? We're gonna talk about education ones, okay? And this is the honor certificate that from his school, and he received this from the 2014, and it's like this certificate thing. I made a copy of it. You
Okay.
can see like that. And basically it is honor certificate as name, and then from 2013 to 2014 he made it he got an award for we call all around student.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Uh,
all around students is
Does everybody get one of these?
no, this is like a super special deal too. They have to be like super in order to be all around,
Yeah.
and so you need to have what I wrote down was you need to have a good morality, and then a good physical or a good fitness,
Okay.
and then also a good grade.
So I have to ask. You've got part of this is like whited out. Is that a name or is this a
Yeah,
fake?
that's a
certificate?
name. That's
Oh,
a
okay.
name.
Okay.
That's my cousin's name. It won't be
Oh, great.
confidential, yeah.
Oh, it's whited out because it's a copy, right?
Yeah, it's a copy. It's not the.
Okay.
Yeah, he gave me
Cool.
a copy of it. Yeah.
Nice.
And
No, it
it's,
looks really awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Am I mistaken? I thought Chinese was read opposite of English. Is it? We read from left to right.
That's
Does
that's
Chinese read from right to left?
back then, yes, and right now is we read the same thing.
Because
English.
when you're going across the award,
Yeah.
you're reading and everything's written from left to right, and so I was trying to
It's
figure out
like
if I was missing.
Reflected.
Yeah.
it might be like reflected the thing, Mayor.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I was going like this, something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think historically Chinese was written like top to bottom. Then for a
Yeah,
while it
top
was
to bottom.
right to left. Now it's
Yeah.
left to right. But really,
Okay.
it's so different
So
from our
it's
language because the
this.
characters usually like it proceeds in a sequential order.
Mhm.
It's like us. If you put the words in the opposite direction, you can still understand what's going on. You just read like kind of backwards. But yeah,
Yeah.
weird.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that has
Yeah.
changed a lot over time.
Okay.
Yeah, like that. And this award is really like I would not say rare, but only give out only for few students.
But you got one, right,
And
Jerry?
no, I don't have
Oh.
it. I don't have one. My cousin's way but he got, because I was asking him yesterday, and then I was like, hey cousin, can I see your like awards or reward, anything like that? I was like, yeah. He got me like a whole bunch of like a stack of it. I
Whoa.
was like, wow. He said, which one do you want to? I'll ask him, which one your favorite one want to share? And then he was like, I got this medal, I got a 2 certificate thing, yeah. And then in Chinese culture, if in the family, like the kid, like student have really something good to show, they love it to show to their relatives. It's like we call this face, and the Chinese culture they call it face. Yeah, and then whenever he got the level 1 athlete certificate, like my auntie did a huge, like he like called out everybody, like her friend, like to share it. It's a good news, and to her friends.
Oh, that's
And
great.
then, yeah,
So just
yeah,
help me
that's like
understand one small thing, Jerry. So we've seen these cool certificates from your cousin, but when you went through education in China too, you also got certificates and awards, right? Like
yes,
to
but
some
not
degree,
yeah.
everybody gets something, right? Or is
Yes,
that
I
okay?
receive or something, but what I showed to you guys is the best of the best ones.
Okay, like valedictorian or salutatorian kind of
Yes, yeah,
equivalent for
yeah.
the
This
US.
thing is like the all-around student award is like a valedictorian or salutatorian style.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's
They
cool.
based on
Go ahead.
they based on say they were based on matching you with like physical, like you, because we have a PE class too. You need to get grade A on it, and then
Mm.
also academic side, and all the scores had to be A, like ace everything, and then your morality. Do you take care to your take care of your classmates? Do you have a good communication between each other? And do you go clean the classroom? Things like that, like a little small thing. Morality. Yeah.
I have a question again. I'm
Mhm.
sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
One of the students, I asked how she did in her exams, and she said, she was really sad, and she said she did terrible, and I tried to get her to explain to me what happens when you score bad. Like,
Oh.
do you like in the United States when you fail? Because she said she failed, and so in the United States when you fail, you are held back and you repeat the entire school year. So like, what happens in China when a student, like all those exams that they just finished in January, what happens to the kids that failed their exams?
Oh, that's a good question, because I remember that when I was still in China school in elementary, and then there's one classmate that she did exactly the same thing. She failed like 2 or 3 subjects, and then because we have this Chinese system thing that either the students, either the parents from the parents as a teacher, they will report to the parents first, and then the parents will decide, it's like their decision that they want to move up to the grade what their classmate, or they want to help back as well. So they for the classmate that I had, she got like held back. I remember, cause cause I was like, hey, so next semester, I was like, what happened? Like, what happened to her? People were like, yeah, she got held back. I was like, oh wow, yeah,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, no problem. So I have a question for you guys. Do you have any students that show like a war, anything like that, or similar to?
Most of my kids show me their stuffed animals.
Stuff, stuff animals. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have
Yeah.
anybody that does.
Yeah. And beside that, also, my cousin told me, nah, it was it did daily. It was they have like a attendance list. They'll post it on like a white wall, and then and then if you go to the class, and then they will put a sticker on it, and then these are we call 红花, the red flower sticker, or the red color flag stickers. So either both. For they can choose different between, because we have boys and girls in the classroom, and then we have different like flowers made for the girls. It's okay, boys have flower too, and then the red color flag, and then they have the teacher will at the door, and then they will pass out the stickers. Hey, thank you here, and then they will find out what their name is on the backboard, and then the student will put a sticker beside the name. And then at the end, they will count how many and they got. If got full attendance, they will receive like a reward. And the reward, I asked him like, my cousin was like, can you remember what was the reward? Was like, what kind of thing? It was like, yeah, it's usually is a lot of like the studying tools, like notebooks, like our little notebook thing.
School supplies.
And
Nice.
school supplies, and then pencils and erasers, rulers, even have a pencil box. And and because we usually, I remember like when I was school and elementary, we used the regular pencil, not the mechanical pencils. So the people, like for the students, they are super super excited when they receive the mechanical pencil. So they want to achieve that full attendance, and you get a free mechanical pencil. But,
That's great.
and they will show, I got this full attendance score. Hey, check it out. I have this cool mechanical pencil.
Yeah, exactly.
And they always, they will show it to them. Say, how come? It's like people, we were like, oh no good. I have a pencil box better than you. They will have a lot of competitions in the classroom.
I like that a lot. Because even if the reward is something small and like doesn't cost very much, it's what you attach to it, to where you get like that satisfaction, that pride of being, I've earned this, and therefore it's just a pencil, but it's my pencil for perfect attendance, where it means something. That's really cool. Nice. We've been having kind of this, I guess, side conversation, talking about, I guess, failing and how this is actually perceived in Canada, or how it's kind of discouraged, where teachers in some secondary settings can't give zeros. This is a really interesting topic, because it looks like there's a lot of different alternatives to giving a zero in class, encouraging students to attend classes and to talk about these other things. I don't know, what do you guys think? I think when you're growing up, the rationale behind this is the teenage brain is not fully developed yet. There's a lot that goes into kind of these years are very formative, like you develop through high school, where your actions, may have consequences, but you don't realize that yet. And your priorities might not be kind of synced with the real world yet, to where you might see school as something you don't really have to do, or there's another way to go through life without doing that, without realizing the big disadvantage you'll have later in life. But what do you guys think about getting a zero and failing out and taking that off the table? Is that a good thing for schools or not? Like, what are your opinions?
I don't think it's good. I mean, there needs to be some sort of like in between. Like I think in the U.S. we always teach for the test, and teachers complain about it. because they have all these different benchmarks that they need to make, and they can't teach what they want because of these certain tests that come out, and they're always complaining about having to teach to the test. But at the same time, if there were no fails, then everyone passes, and it's like there's not really any motivation there. So, I mean, they're starting to have more classes that are specialized for after high school or even after middle school. Like, I was teaching an art class in a middle school, and next door there was a college prep class. Like, it's taken the place of home ec and shop, the college prep or life prep courses. So I think that they're realizing kids aren't thinking about this on their own, so now they have middle school and high school classes to prepare them.
I think a lot of this, yeah, if you take the zero and failure away, it kind of changes the value of the degree or the certificate when you complete that program. Because then people view that as, oh, that means a lot less than it used to because everybody gets one. Where at some point it required at least some work or some effort to be put into it to actually earn something. Yeah. Yeah, interesting topic. But I like the idea of kind of moving away from the education system as it has been for such a long time. And like you said, focusing on more practical skills and maybe more kind of how all these course concepts and knowledge work together and how you actually use them in your life. I mean, to be really honest, I took calculus, but I've never used derivative equations ever. Like, have any of you used any of these like higher level math anythings? Like, it's fun to learn and think about stuff, but then in life, you're like, I did that, but I don't, if I didn't do that, how would I be different? I don't know. It's weird. Oh, okay, wait. I guess the only good answer for that is like quiz night. If you go to a quiz night where people have lots of random questions, you're like, it's the integral. I remember it's that the limit as x approaches infinity. Yeah.
I was on math team.
Oh, really?
It's funny. But I was on math team, and then my teacher asked me in 12th grade why I wasn't going to be in math anymore. I'm like, I'm just here because I have to. And they told me I don't have to. And he's like, are you still on the team? I'm like, I don't know.
That's funny. What did you do? Did you stay?
I think I stayed for the first half of it, but we also had the robotics, and I wanted to do the robotics competitions. So
yeah. But in that sense, I guess it is very useful because we can see what we like, what we don't like, and what we're really good at by kind of trying out everything. That's interesting. What about you, Jerry? Do you remember like higher level math? What did you think about that?
Yeah, I think I took a calculus, I took trigonometry, and algebra, and then I think I didn't use anything at all, like just basic math. For to be honest, I didn't do like, please can you calculate what's the perimeter, what's the angle of this thing, like, the a squared plus b squared equals c squared, things like that. Pythagorean theorem.
Yeah. But I guess I kind of wonder, like, what's the purpose of all of this stuff? Because knowledge is so readily available. If you just use Google on your phone, and you can find the answer to almost any question. It might not be 100% accurate, but it's something. So even like a history class, the value has to be below the surface, where it's not just about the information. It has to be actually about a lesson learned or about the application of that information. That's where the real value would be here.
A lot of times.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
A lot of times, to get to the next level, you need the classes. Like, I didn't have statistics, and I was looking at a psychology PhD, and you have to have statistics. And so, it will hold you back if you don't have it, if you want to go forward sometimes. And, in psychology, they do a lot of study. So, of course, you would need to have statistics. So I never got that, that degree.
Yeah. Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna say my nephew, he is 11 and a half, and he doesn't tell me about what he learns in school, but he tells me what he learns on YouTube. Um, but it's everything from really dumb things to about space and infinite number of numbers, and he just rattles off numbers and things that I didn't
Mm,
know existed, and about nebulas and black holes, and I'm
mm.
like, okay, he's going to be a nerd. That's great. I I love my nephew. He's he's like my dad. He'll ramble about things a lot.
So that's
So
fascinating. I like that interest a lot in kind of space and numbers. So naturally, we'd imagine he'd be an astronaut or someone working in that field. But I
he
think
wants
in
to.
order to work in that field, you still need the like qualifications and the
Right.
degrees and the other education system. So even if he can learn most of the things he needs to know in a different way, I don't think we as a society will actually recognize that. And so
No, I mean,
his opportunities will be limited. Yeah.
except there's experiential credit. Some universities take
Hmm.
experiential learning credits now,
Oh, wow.
ELC credits, if you can pass a test on some knowledge that you have.
Nice. Let me look that up. That sounds really cool.
So, but I know someone who knows a bit about everything, but he didn't formally study it all. So he's just a book of random knowledge, but didn't get him anywhere.
Yeah. It's always interesting, like how life works, because it seems like part of what you know, part of what you can do is useful, but also the situation also kind of determines what opportunities we have and where we kind of go. Hmm, interesting.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, in China, and I remember I saw this on the news that we have something like that, like a testing thing. It's based on the language, Chinese, the Mandarin, language test, and then they have like if you score this, you will receive a level 1, level 2, level 3 awards.
Are you talking about
And that's what
HSK?
I'm not. Was that one it? And it's like a language like Mandarin test.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
and then
HSK.
also
Go ahead.
yeah, also the thing is like a local Beijing thing is like you speak the Beijing dialect?
Uh-oh.
It's like I was like, oh my god, they'll test you on that, and
Oh.
then they have different level scores. If you understand what this says and you have know
Oh.
what it, and they have like a Chinese Beijing like local slangs.
But when you say
Yeah,
local slang, is that still considered Mandarin or is it considered a different
yeah.
language?
It's considered Mandarin, but is more like a Beijing tone, like Beijing dialect.
Okay.
Yeah,
Are
there's a yeah.
so Or is it just how the words are pronounced differently, or is it kind of
Yeah,
words are used in a different way?
yeah. If first is like pronounced differently, we always add the thing
Yeah.
on the words. On the words, and I'll add it. It would sound weird, you know. And then also we have like a lot of like different like we call this thing. For example, like we call like a butterfly, but not a butterfly. We call it like something else. It's like a complete whole different word for a butterfly. And if you have to know exactly that word, and then they will test you. Do you know what this means? And you say, no, it's a horse. No, 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 no horse. It's a butterfly. And you were like, oh, you didn't do good on this one. Yeah, they will like level you out.
So in the end, do you get a certificate, or like
Yeah,
what do
they
you
will
get?
give you a certificate. They will give you a certificate
Is it
saying
like a
for
green
some.
card? Do you get like
Yeah,
citizenship for Beijing if you pass?
yeah. It's more like a red thing you can open,
Okay, like a
and then they'll
passport.
say, yeah, like a passport. Yeah, and then you can open it, and they say, oh, congratulations, you just passed this level, blah blah, like level 2, level 3s,
Wow.
Beijing dialect.
What if we had that in the U.S. for like New York accent, like
Oh
Texas
no.
accent, Alabama? That would be so crazy, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Only
Wow.
actors have to worry about that. If they have like a weird accent, they can't get hired in television.
Yeah, exactly. That would be funny.
Although people with a southern accent often are thought to be less intelligent by the people from the north. That's what
Hey, I don't think
always
that way.
I have a southern accent, and I try not to. So I just wondered if the people from Beijing with their dialect, are they considered like higher class if you have that accent, or smarter?
That's a good question. And yeah, because I have a Beijing accent when I was speaking like Chinese. And they were like, because in Beijing, because it's the capital, right? They think we have in Beijing we have like the oldest like the cultures thing. That's what I think of, in my opinion, because we have the forbidden palace, the summer palace, which are where the emperors lived in, and then and then for the Beijing like dialect is they said yeah it's like um I'm well because I think it's not like because Beijing, Shanghai, and Guangzhou is the three major big cities, and then if they just saying like if they from those three areas, and there will be like a more higher I would say education or
Hmm.
more like more high class.
Okay, so
Yeah,
here's a
that's
different
kind of
question
my opinion. Yeah,
for you, Jerry. Okay, you have three people.
yeah,
They're in a chess
yeah.
tournament. One's from Beijing, one's from Shanghai,
Okay,
one's from Guangzhou.
okay.
Who would win
Yeah.
that chess tournament?
Oh, I or it depends on who's the master behind it.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, who's the
I like
chess
that
master
answer
behind it.
because it's,
Yeah,
it's not about who's the puppets in the show. It's about who's pulling the
yeah,
strings.
yeah. Who's the string?
Oh, that's funny. Interesting
Yeah.
perspective.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard very much about different people from different places being different, like perceived as more or less intelligent. I think in everywhere in China, you kind of have this stereotype about like people's positions in organizations or in the family, where that's where you assume people are smarter or less smart. Like, Jerry, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you go to a farm, naturally you're going to assume people on that farm in China are going to be less educated than other people.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think
It's
that
like a
go ahead.
bias thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of logical because the government invests less money in rural education because if you have like 20 students, you're not going to build a huge school for
Yeah.
20 students. So this kind of follows a train of thought and logic. And I think a lot of this, what I've seen in Asia, especially in China and also in Russia, is just this very direct, this very, I guess, reality oriented viewpoint to where if you think a farmer is not very smart, you just say, oh, it's a farmer. They're not very smart. Their schools aren't as developed as other people's schools.
Yeah.
It's not this debate whether
Yeah.
this person is not smart because they grew up in a certain way. It's just stating the fact that their schools aren't as well developed. Therefore, the output of that school is going to be a less intelligent person or student. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think that's actually okay here. People can do that, and there's no bias or no connotations of that's being superiorist or elitist or anything. That's also kind of an interesting cultural observation.
Yeah. Also, on top of that, also they the farmers areas, the kids, the they always want to move to cities for a higher education. They think the city has the best teachers, the good teachers over there. Like they go like the big cities that go to Beijing, Shanghai, Wuhan. A lot of those famous the school like top districts.
Hmm.
We have like for us we have like Yale, Harvard, MIT, things
Hmm.
like that, similar to it for based on the university perspective. But it's really
Yeah.
tough to get in. And then that's why the farmers students, the kids, they always work super super hard once they get in. They're always like doing this all day. He can't see nothing, only eat and write. That's it.
Huh.
Yeah,
Wow.
and then they will get that reward, get that certificate, diploma, and bring back to their hometown and show to everybody. Because there's a story. Remember, I saw it's like the student. It was a girl, and she was the first went from the village went to the graduated from a university, and whenever she got the diploma back her village, and then everybody celebrated like a huge feast like for
Hmm.
just for her, like the first university, first graduated from university.
So is that easy? Is it
Village.
easy for people to travel from a village to a big city? Like,
Yeah, to me it depends on where you live. You live like super super village style. You have to
hmm,
first, you have to kind of, it really depends on the road. If you live in the mountains, right, they
hmm,
have to walk either walk bike or ride their farmers on little truck thing.
Okay.
You know, in Thailand, it's like the tutu thing in Thailand. You
Right.
have things like that, the three
Or the
wheelers.
tut-tut.
Yeah, the tata, yeah, and it's something like the three wheeler thing.
Huh.
Yeah, and then they have that each house because they need to use that vehicle to go to the where they have plant the the grains, the wheats, and things like that. They
Okay.
use that, and then or the cornfield, they use that thing, and or you don't they or they, if they don't have that, they will like ride the cows, the buffaloes, the
Right, right,
buffalo
right. Water
cows, yeah,
buffalo.
yeah, the water
Wow.
buffalo, yes,
Okay.
to like to travel out
Huh.
and go to they have where they have the road constructed, and
Right.
then either they will go to the bus stops, and then after travel like couple hours for the bus, and then they will go to the train, and then once they go train, they can move to the cities. So
Okay.
it took a lot of efforts to the students to go.
So
Because I
also,
remember, yeah,
so kind of coming back from a city to a small village, they'd have to do
yeah,
the same thing pretty much to travel
yes,
from
I did
a
travel.
In
bus
reverse.
to a train,
Yeah,
yeah, somewhere. So that's what
like
people
if
are doing like right
mm,
now for the Chinese New Year, right? They're
yeah,
all
yeah,
leaving
they
mass
are leaving.
migration back to wherever
Yeah.
they came from in China.
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
the home go back their hometown. And if they don't live in the like the super village style thing, and they would just go after the either they can take the whole the bus or we what do we have for the Greyhound bus thing, and like that is kind of similar to that one, and then they'll take that, and then it will take about 10 hours to go back
Hmm.
because bus is like the cheapest and they want to save money then we go back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is it
And
like
it's
Greyhound that it stops in many different places, or is it like
yeah,
Chinatown
yes.
bus that it just
Yeah.
stops in two places?
And they will stop at in different places. Like they'll go stop right there and then go stop right there. And even you want to go more like look the luxurious one is one stop only from this point to that point.
That one's
Yeah.
better.
Yeah, that one's better though. Yeah. and then that and they will stop by this bus stop station and they either walk back home or if they're like wealthy enough in the village they will have their own vehicle, their relatives have their own vehicle pick them up.
Their own water buffalo, right? They just get everybody on
Yeah,
the back. They just keep
yeah,
riding.
that's kind of like the old, that's like a super village thing. Yeah, and if you go to like um those second developed cities, and they usually have something like a car. They'll pick them up. That the relatives will pick them up for
Oh, that's good.
going back.
Interesting. Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Can't
Oh,
imagine kids doing that, but they probably do by
Because I
themselves.
remember,
yeah.
I think I forgot whose teacher was on Facebook, but she shared this one. The kid was like all snowed out,
Right, right, right.
and yeah, that's the snowed out kid was from the village I was talking about. Like you have to walk like 2 or 3 hours to go like get
Hmm.
out. Yeah, because they don't have
Yeah.
any roads, anything to build. Like they didn't construct it.
Yeah, I saw that
Road.
post on WeChat. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
have seen it, but there's this kid in China who like walked for a long time in the snow. And when he got
yeah,
to school, he just had like icicles all over his hair, and it
yeah,
looked like he
like
was, frozen. And then
yeah.
I heard that after they posted on WeChat, so many Chinese people saw it, they just all sent a lot of money to that village so they could, have heating inside the school. So it's kind of a nice story in the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
Cool.
very interesting picture. Yeah,
Mhm.
rock and roll. Chinese New Year's upon us. Do you guys have any final questions about the Chinese New Year? Or do you know everything about everything?
Everything.
Do the colors of the fireworks matter, Jerry? Or is it just
Color
fireworks?
is random. It's
Okay,
fireworks, like regular
cool.
fireworks. I
Oh,
usually see red a lot during the Chinese New Year. So
Hmm.
kids are telling me that they're no longer allowed to have fireworks in their cities because of pollution concerns.
yeah,
In Shanghai,
is
it's definitely true.
every years they're decreasing the fireworks.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
have last year
mhm.
we had these people walking around that looked like like a crosswalk attendant or something. They were wearing like bright orange vests, and I think they must have been just like volunteers or something, but they walked around everywhere and their job was to spot people with fireworks and like report them to the police. And that was kind
Mm.
of a big deal. So we didn't see any in Shanghai last year. But I think this year we'll try to go to Wuxi or somewhere nearby, which should be a little bit more rural with a little bit more relaxed firework rules.
Yeah, here it's by state. Some states allow fireworks to be bought and sold, and some don't.
Hmm.
So
Just have to
let's
cross that
Yeah.
border, find what you're looking
Yeah,
for.
oh god,
go
Crocker.
to the fireworks
Yeah.
super center across the line.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you,
Yeah.
Jerry? In Beijing, you can still have fireworks, right?
Beijing.
Or not?
Last year, our family had a fireworks, but because usually because I remember last year that my uncle took me about like 30-minute drive to go to the fourth ring because I live the third ring in China, so and then it took about like 30-minute drive to find this official fireworks shop. We call it the Panda shop.
Hmm.
And then it's like owned by the government. They have the official license, everything, and then they have the shop located in different districts. And then that's the one I went. It was the only closest I can buy from them.
Hmm.
And then we bought like 1,000 yens of worth of fireworks.
Yeah.
And then and then at night, especially at night on the 15th night, is around 12 o'clock midnight, and we have first round, second round fireworks. The first round fireworks, we usually just use the the firework go shoot up sky one,
Yeah.
and that's during the midnight.
Hmm.
And then which means we celebrate it, and then in the morning we have a second round of firework. We don't do the shoot on the sky
right.
one. We use firecrackers.
These are the alarm clock fireworks, aren't
Yeah,
they? They're gonna wake up everybody.
yeah. I was like, oh, stop! And then you can't hear it. Last year you can't hear it from start of the Chinese New Year to the end of the Chinese New Year.
Wow.
And
a lot.
yeah, it was like, oh my god, stop! And it was so loud. Yeah, and then the second round was basically the firecrackers. We have like 1,000 round of firecrackers thing, and we just lay it on the floor, and then lay on the floor. We had put like this long, like that, and lay on the
Wow.
floor, and then we're gonna like ignite it, and and it really like that means a new year has come, and we'll have a good start. Rid of the bad stuff, like all the taboos, everything, the bad stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great.
And and also here, cause let me see, I did a thing. Hold on, about the Chinese. I don't know if you can share the screen thing. Can I share the screen real
Yeah.
quick?
Go
Just
for it.
how you do it? Okay. Yeah. Can you guys see this?
Almost. Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So
Did you draw this yourself, Jerry?
no, I didn't draw
Okay.
it. So we do this starting Chinese New Year. Like we go so lazy, we just eat this like that, and then we usually eat this like the stirred tomato and tomatoes
What's that called?
and it's like tomato eggs with noodles.
Okay. What's the name of it?
Yeah, it's 番茄鸡蛋番茄面 in
Okay.
Chinese.
番茄面. Mian is
番
noodle.
茄面
Yeah.
means noodles. 番茄 means like tomatoes. 鸡蛋 is eggs. Yeah. And
Nice.
then of course we had the dumplings in the Chinese New Year.
Yay.
Yeah. And sometimes with this baby, the baozi, the buns.
That was it.
And then this is the rice cakes we call it. Yeah, the sticky
Oh,
rice. Yeah,
I've
this
had
is
that.
after the Chinese New Year. The next one we're gonna do. Yeah.
Is sticky rice a
And then
dessert, or is that more of a main course thing?
no, it's more like not a main course. It's like a dessert. It's like in the middle.
Okay.
Like
is it
you,
like a bean inside?
yeah,
Like
inside
red-
is the red beans. Yeah, red
Oh,
beans.
my
inside.
friend in Taiwan made me something similar.
Yeah.
Her mom
Yeah,
made it.
different like different regions, they have different taste. Like they got sweet taste, that's salty taste. Even had the meat one too. I like the meat one. Good.
I think
Yeah.
it might have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said it was
And
for a holiday. I'm like,
mm-hmm.
cool.
Nice.
Right. And like this during Chinese New Year, we had a reunion. The elders are usually sit in like the really super center inside the table, and so on. And then there'll be their kids. So my dad, my mom, and this side will be my auntie, my uncle, and then it'll be me and my cousins. It's like the tier thing. And then if all this food are served out and I cannot go just grab it. I have to wait for my grandparents first. Have to first to grab the food first, then we're able to eat. It's
Is that,
like a real still like a respect, like etiquette. Like
is that
Yeah.
just for the beginning of the meal or for every single time you eat anything?
yes, it's every single time and every single time you eat dinner. Yeah. So the thing is, what happened in my family is that my grandpa is like she cook for us, right? And then he had to after cooking and cleaning everything, so we had to all the way for like this, And then when he come back, and then it was like he will use my grandma and my grandpa will do the first use a chopstick and get the food first, then we're able to eat. It's really like a Chinese culture thing, yeah. Like respect them, yeah. Yeah, and then so the seven lucky food to eat during Chinese New Year: fish, and it will increase your prosperity. And dumplings, it means wealth, and spring rolls as well. And then tangyuan is the sweet rice balls. Yeah, it was sticky. So it make families together. It's kind of real symbolism, to symbolize that. And then good fortune fruit, for that. Nian gao is the sticky rice I was talking about. And then which means more a nian gao means nian is year, gao is high increase. So every year you increase to a higher position, your higher income. So we eat that. And noodles we call with your happiness, longevity, because noodle is like if you use noodle, the noodle thing is long, right? So eat that, you represent your long living. Yeah.
So with
long life.
these, are they mutually exclusive? Do you have to just choose one or two, or should you eat everything you can to get all of
Pretty
it?
much everything you can, like what is on it, just grab it all out, go like a feast. Yeah.
Like a long
So
life
Jerry,
buffet.
is this all on the same day that you eat it, or
Yeah,
can you
this
eat it?
is during the reunion dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 15th,
And rest
right?
of the 15th.
Okay.
Yeah. And the reunion dinner we eat that. Yeah.
Okay.
What is the fruit shown there?
That fruit is little orange thing. Like it's got a little tiny orange, like tangerine. It's not tangerine. Yeah. It's like little tiny ones. It's like
It's not bitter, right?
Yeah, it's not bitter. Yeah, it's like sweet. Yeah, sweet, kind of a little bit sour. Yeah.
So with all of these, if they're homemade, do they have like more? Like if it's a homemade dumpling, will you get more wealth, or does it matter?
It come. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, cause especially on the fittings for my family, we make our own dumplings. Cause like so like my dad doing the roll the dough, and I'll put the stuffing inside. Yeah, and then we just talk everything, and we ask how many do you want to eat. We have like estimate number. So I'll throw a 20. I put a 20, like 20, 20, 20. So we need to make that much. If we ran out, and then what do we do is we use noodles, right? We have other things to sub in. Yeah.
So as a family, do you choose like the one thing you all want to work on, or is it an individual thing where I want more wealth, so I'm gonna get spring rolls?
No, it's like a family thing.
Okay. So like, do you have a discussion before dinner of what you're gonna make?
Yeah, we have like a list, like a cooking list. Like what do you want
Like
to
a
eat
restaurant? Really?
Yeah, yeah. My grandpa used to be a chef.
Okay, that's cool.
Do you like? Can I have my grandma was like, "Do you have a list? Anything?" Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I want this. Yeah,
That's funny. Wait, so one
yeah,
more quick question. What if you're like allergic to something? If you're allergic
or
to the
yeah,
tangyuan, like the family
yeah,
togetherness rice balls, and you don't want to eat
yeah.
them, does that mean that you're always going to be like separate from your family?
No, it's
Okay.
not really.
I think allergies
Yeah,
are rare, right?
yeah,
Aren't people
yeah.
just don't have allergies in China like they do in the
Mhm,
West, I think.
Interesting.
mhm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Uh, Most of these are wealth, wealth,
Mhm.
wealth, higher
Income,
income.
wealth,
Yeah,
prosperity.
and yeah, I have a couple slides. This yeah, we have that one, the Chinese Year of the Dog, and then this one is a 恭喜发财, is like Chinese,
恭喜发财.
congratulations, like wealth basically,
Oh, wow.
congratulations, wealth, and make
Hmm.
more money, mm-hmm, and a happy Chinese New Year, and it's the line dance, that
Wait,
one.
I think Susan was onto something, focusing on kind of wealth. That seems to be a central like theme here. Everything's about wealth, wealth or prosperity. Like,
Yeah.
where does that come from, Jerry? Is that like ever since there's an emperor, wealth has always been really important in Chinese culture? What do you think?
Mm, yeah, I think it's just kind of like your wealth, your prosperity, your happiness was like the thing in our culture.
But what does wealth mean in China? Like, does wealth mean you have a family and you have a house, or does it mean you have a lot of money?
Like you, um, it's kind of like for wealth, it's like how can I how to say? It's like kind of like really like mm, money. Well, we always like money. Like Chinese folks always like money, you know.
Okay.
And then and we also like have a good family.
Hmm.
Like don't get like divorced anything like that, And then your take care of parents, things like it's really like a combination of like
Hmm.
money and your lifestyle. Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Wealth.
Yeah, and that is safe and happiness. That's the firecrackers we
Oh,
do.
one question about this. Is there like training or how do people know how to use firecrackers correctly without getting injured?
Oh, we're getting like yeah, because we lot of injured cases during, especially during Chinese New Year. Like people got eye popped out and they go
Ew.
to the hospital and the hand burnt
Okay.
things. And yeah, like the way we use a lighter or use a match, because now we use lighter, and then they have a little the little ignite thing,
Hmm.
you just like that, and you
Okay.
got like go like this and walk away for it, and then to like certain radius don't want to get you blow out, and then we just like here boom and you're that's it.
Hmm.
Yeah, because
I've had
I
some.
have the one, yeah, you can do like this, you hold it like signals the flares.
Right.
I was
Roman candles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
those
I
are
was like,
bad. Those are
yeah.
bad. I have
I
to
was
say,
pointing to my cousin. He was like,
Oh,
"Oh, stop!"
somebody in a park was walking around giving them to their friends
Yeah.
and handed me one, and this was in Korea, and we were celebrating 4th of July over there,
hmm.
and they ended up burning down a bush.
Whoa.
Like a
Well,
bush went on fire, and then another friend went to go something to put it out, and
Hmm.
then everybody was like, "Great, we come to this park," and then the Americans destroy the park
well,
Wow.
on 4th
yeah,
of July.
Yeah.
I think it's
You guys
dangerous.
know how to
yeah,
celebrate.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think yeah. This one I want to share is basically what we give out to the during the Chinese New Year. To the family. Like for me, I can give my grandparents a hat, a glove, scarf, and like sweaters.
Close.
And what the kids can give to them, is like candy, the home bows, we call it red envelopes, school supplies, toys, clothes, and books. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, and once we get that, and usually the
Is this
and
you,
the
Jerry?
parents, yeah, I was like, yeah, I received it. I was like, I'm so happy. I was like, oh,
Nice.
so fun. And usually parents give out 500 yen to 2,000 yen and put it in the hongbao, and it's around 100 to 300 US dollars. And yeah, and
This is what they
so
give out. So each
yeah,
of us
this
give
was
out,
it. They put in the
not what they
envelope,
get.
like gave it to me, like gave
Um,
it. Yeah, parents will give it to me, the hongbao, and I received like 300 and from my dad, 300 from my mom, 300 from my grandparents. It's
so
like
the
that.
grandparents give clothes. Oh, I thought they were getting clothes. They give clothes.
Yeah, they for me, I give them clothes. I buy a hat to my dad, and I will receive the hongbao. So it's like a trading thing. But eventually, the hat is not expensive, and I got a lot of money back.
Wait, but Jerry, are you an only child? Do you have
Yeah,
brothers and
I'm the only.
sisters?
No, I don't have any
Do you
brothers and
have
sisters.
any friends that have brothers and sisters?
Mm, me, actually, no, I don't think so. I have
Okay.
any like
So
that.
this
Yeah,
might just be kind of a, because honestly, it seems like a lot of money to me because I have like
yeah,
two sisters and a brother, and it's just like
yeah,
that would be a lot of money, like $300 per
yeah.
kid. It
Right,
adds up.
right.
But if you
This
just
is
have like one child, then this kind of makes more sense, where you just here's a lot of
mhm,
money, here one child,
right.
be happy. Um,
Yeah,
What
Jennifer
about when you
asked,
get older?
yeah,
like
good
right
question.
now, I can when I'm older, still right now, I still receive the home house. And because in my parents' eyes, always the kid, always the little one.
Aw. What do you do with
Yeah,
it? Can I ask? Do you save
yeah.
it
I
or do you
okay.
like
Yeah, I
buy
save. I put
fireworks?
in the bank,
Hmm.
and then I buy my personal stuff. What I like. My shoes.
My dad does that too.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice. Jennifer has a great question. She asked,
yeah.
can we ask our students what gifts will you give? Like, can you ask somebody that, or is it personal or insensitive?
Well, you can ask. Yeah, I mean, it's not like a personal thing. You can ask them like, or do you have any plan to give out to your parents? Things
Okay.
like that. Yeah,
And what do you
and
call this, like giving in Chinese? I know Hongbao is
mm,
the name of the envelope, but is
the
there a word
homeball.
for like
Yeah,
giving something
give
for a
it.
holiday?
Yeah, it's
Is
like giving out 送礼. We call it giving out gifts.
is that
Yeah,
special
送礼.
just for
Yeah.
Chinese New Year, or do you use that for
No,
any
it's
time?
just
Okay.
for every
Okay.
thing.
So there's no
Yeah.
special
Or you
termination
have,
to use.
or yeah, you say, do you have any liwu to your parents?
Li
Like
Wu.
liwu is like the gift thing, the presents. Yeah,
Okay.
liwu to your
Interesting.
parents. Yeah,
Interesting.
for the
And then
Chinese
the
New
kids are
Year.
gonna say, "No, I'm getting my
Uh,
Hongbao. Yeah,
yeah,
money,
okay,
wealth."
wow. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
funny.
so this right, like in the Chinese culture, like especially like for the Chinese New Year, the students will receive a lot of hongbao.
Hmm.
Like yeah, to be, I mean, they might have like can show the teachers, or you can ask them, do you receive any hongbao yet? Because you're like, oh, I received like 4 or 5 of those, on the row.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. But don't kind of like the thing is don't ask them how much inside of it though. Like don't ask them money.
That's
Because
good to know.
yeah, that's really good to know. And because every family have their different their own incomes thing.
Yeah,
And
I think
you ask them around the income though.
in the U.S., I think it's
Yeah.
similar to the tooth fairy. Different kids get different
Mhm.
amounts of money for their teeth. So, some
Yeah.
kids are like, "Oh, I got a quarter,
Yeah.
yay!" Some kids are, "I got
Yeah.
$20." So,
Say
Yeah.
what? Money for
yeah.
Yeah, if they are willing to tell you, I mean it's fine, but like don't ask them how much got.
Right, right, right. That would be
Yeah,
weird.
that's kind of, yeah, that would be really weird. That's really
Like almost
false
like
as
a
well.
cyber crime. Like, how much money do you
It's
have?
like a yeah, it's like a really
Right.
sensitive culture thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Do
Does
you
anyone have
guys
any
have any last
final
questions?
questions? Yeah.
Yeah. Any questions?
We're just eager for
So
the new year to be here. Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
little joke
Oh.
going along with the cybercrime. Imagine, and then you said, okay, you can buy some more lessons with me.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Invest in your future.
Yeah.
Buy
You
more
say
English lessons online.
yeah. You say
That's a
hongbao
good
money,
strategy.
right? Buy some lessons.
That's
Yeah.
funny. Rock
Yeah.
and roll.
Parts.
Let's do it. What I'll do, I'll post the links to the calendar thing we were talking about at the very beginning on Facebook, so you can click on that. You should be able to save it, and let me know if the quality is not very good, and I'll try to share it in a different way. But it should be kind of a big, like picture or something. If you want to use it as your desktop background or something, feel free,
Yeah.
or just to look at it. Cool. Sounds good. Let's do it. Yeah. Thanks
Yeah.
again, everybody, and we'll see
Yeah.
you soon. Bye.
Thank you, Jerry.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Happy
Awesome.
New Year.
If
Cheers.
you can post Monday's
Happy New
video.
Year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
Let's
missed
do it.
Monday.